Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Borderlands. Let's see. Let's jump down here and grab a car. And we're gonna try to kill this creature called Slither, who is a very high level quest. A lot higher than any of the other quests I have right now. Let's double check that I'm going the right direction. I'm supposed to go a little bit this way. Okay, so it's gonna be in the trash pile. It's probably gonna be one of those big creatures that we saw before. We get to save. And notice how the barriers just popped into the screen. So this guy's gonna just pop up and probably attack me. There he is. So I've got a proms repeater here that's probably not working too well, so how about this? Let's do a little explosive damage. He's small enough that he certainly is. There's only one of them. Where is he? So that was easier than I thought it was going to be. Shouldn't probably be that surprised, but... And we'll just phase walk this way towards the car. Now if I stand next to the car will get electrocuted, which does kind of mean it might explode. Let's see, and its health is down. Next thing we have is the hidden journal, which is that direction. Just run over as many things as we can. If I could find a nice road that was just full of enemies and then power through it like this, I could get not only a lot of car kills, but a lot of kills in particular around the see, are we here? Not quite yet. Towards one of the challenges, which wants you to kill 25 characters in less than 7 seconds, and it's been difficult to find enough people in the same area. That was quite the tilt I was on, like when I got out of that car. These hidden journals have been hidden a lot better. They're under items.
Day 616. Sometimes I wish I had never been given this assignment. Never come to Pandora. Dahl has asked me to leave. The transmission said it's time to go. Everyone has left, except the criminals who they've let loose. They won't be my friends. So I had decided to return to leave as Dahl has ordered, but then I found something. I think it is the key to the vault. It proves the vault is real, and that it's here on Pandora and it's mine. I also learned that, by my calculations, we're near the 200th anniversary of the last vault opening. Within half a year, approximately. If I leave now, I will never meet it back in time. I will stay. Maybe one of the convicts will be my friend.
So, maybe at some point before Dahl leaving, this Pandora was a good place to live, but that it doesn't make sense, no, because either then you have to assume Tannis is a lot older than she looks, because she kind of only looks like maybe 30, 40, and there's easily 100 years worth of just desolation and destruction on this planet that, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So Tannis went crazy basically in less than a year on this planet, and 2 Earth years to be more precise. She was told to leave and said no, and instead decided to stay and act crazy because she is crazy. And this is the lady that we're working with. We are looking now. Pick up these guns. Leave me alone. Unsurprisingly, shock weapons not the best for... Let's see. And see, if I had every kill reduces your phase walk ability, maybe I could then melee damage a lot of these guys. But right now you can see I'm punching them, I'm doing critical hits, and it's barely doing anything to them at all. I doubt that there's a... Like, I'm specifically trying here. I doubt that there's going to be a journal hidden. There it is.
653. Today is my birthday. I've been alone for an incalculable amount of time. A convict accidentally crossed over into my encampment this morning, and I allowed him to look about before I shot him in the back several times. I was immediately filled with regret upon doing this, because the human contact, no matter how awkward, would have been nice. I've decided his name was Leslie, and he had a troubled childhood where people would make fun of him for having a girl's name. And the torment eventually led Leslie to a life of crime and debauchery. There was a tattoo on his bum that looked not unlike the name Patricia. I might have imagined the tattoo. The experience compelled me to move the vault key fragment I found so that it can be safe. It's extremely important, so I've given it to the man known as Crazy Earl. He's not crazy. He doesn't like people. The vault key will be safe with him. I also gave him my underwear.
Okay. So that's how Crazy Earl ended up with the key that Chrome took from him. Okay, moving forward. A little bit of backstory here. It would have been better if these things were told to me face to face instead of in the journals. I kind of get the voyeuristic like idea of listening to somebody else's diary, but particularly somebody who is pretty obviously insane, but a little bit of facial animation in between that and face-to-face communication I think I would have appreciated. Let's see. I'm supposed to squeeze through this area, and after we do this quest, then we'll go do the Doll Headlands quest, and then we'll turn everything in, and then we'll be ready to get our next set. There. Little spiderlings. Just breeze through that, and this really is not a game designed around doing stuff like that. So, secret rendezvous with this guy.
Can I help you?
Cross the drawbridge, talk to Taylor Cobb. Kill Janice Cobb in Janestown. So he wants me to kill his brother. Let's have a little bit of fun here. try to get some proficiency up with our launcher. So, because you get these bullets just as frequently as anything else, using a rocket launcher, which in most games would be this, you use this weapon that you use very sparingly, or like once. I'm thinking like in Resident Evil 4, for example, you use the rocket launcher 2 or 3 times in the entire game at most. But in this game, it's nothing special. There's potentially a scenario where you would run around the entire game with the rocket launcher, killing things. Why is there a wall here? Did they find... Oh, probably they put a wall here because they found there was a way to get on top of the scenery, and they didn't want to animate that. So now I'm getting stuck on the ground.
Oh look, it's another stinking flesh bag. Unless you have something Taylor Cobb needs to hear, you can bugger off like all you other walking shit containers.
This guy's a little bit meaner than all the other claptraps we've seen before, which is interesting. So I can't travel to that area. I need to instead travel to this area. Okay. It gets a little boring. I know my perspective on this game is from somebody who's played it probably at least 2 times before, if not 4 times before, which probably it's a lot closer to 4 times. I don't know. I might have twice only decided to play for like half of the entire playthrough. But by itself.
Criminals control access to the trash coast. Dispose of what you will so you can investigate further.
So we're given more instructions. Just getting quests and then being... Let's see. I think it's the city over here they want me to do. Getting quests, doing quests, turning in quests, getting more quests. It's very, very quest-centric. And that's a little dull without some story or things in between. So I have this little opening here where I can shoot rockets and just hope there's enough explosions to kill a considerable amount of things without killing myself. I think there's probably a guy with a turret somewhere around there, but can I find it and hit it? Not really. Let's... I suppose if I'm not fighting the Crimson Lance, we'll try some different weapons. Like without fighting the Crimson Lance, you don't have enemies with enough shielding that it matters. So, just a faster weapon is probably more beneficial than one that is slower but does lightning damage. So we might be done with Crom's repeater. Let's find out. Let's equip We've got a lot of things right now that we needed to sort through. This. And switch to it. Here's Janice Cobb. And you can see a simple pull of the triggers is in one clip doing a pretty consistent job of killing things. The audio is getting a little repetitive too. A lot of editing could have been done in this game. Now that I'm thinking about it. Now that I'm looking at it with a critical eye. Like, there's somebody wants that. This is one of those double tap guns though that puts smoke in the way. I'm just looking at everything for everybody. Got a bunch of repeater bullets, obviously.
I'm really good at this.
And see if I could get a repeater that did about 3 times the damage. You're talking a 1 second, if not almost. It's gonna feel instantaneous kill happening. If it's this fast and this and 3 times as deadly. And if a repeater can kill on what seems instantaneously, all the other guns, ideally, you would be able to find equivalents. Because that feels about 3 seconds at most. Maybe it's not even that long. 1, 2, 3. If I can hit him. With the repeater, your accuracy is still an issue, but hardly. Barely not. See, I'm just looking around and goofing around mostly. This is a town that has been taken over by bandits, and we're seeing that that's pretty consistent. Let's see, how long does it take for a bruiser to die? That's a nice amount. So I think that probably puts an end to the idea of keeping on to Chrome's sidearm. Even though it does do a nice amount of electric damage, it's too slow. And this one that we purchased has proven itself to be worth the money. I guess I could jump down that direction too. I probably should just find a fast travel location. The weird thing is, I know we're gonna come back here and get to that. That's not just there for show. But right now, it would be very weird if killing every single person in this area triggered something, because that's never been the case, and if it was the case, more people wouldn't just spawn. It would be a set number of enemies, and there would be a counter telling us about that set number of enemies. Alright. Back we go. just over this way and then out, and that was still quicker. We'll phase walk through this in case any enemies show up, or just to heal ourselves, either way. Both are good reasons. Turn this in, get 6,000 experience. Spread the word. Eric Franks found. And where's that quest? It's in New Haven. So we have the middle of nowhere bounty board that we need to go to. Then we need to go to the dull headlands, I would guess. And let's go find that treasure. And then we'll go to New Haven and move the story forward. And unless we get some more quests at the middle of
I should
nowhere.
warn you about Tanis. There is something strange about her. We haven't had a supply transport come in years. And the commerce grid shows no log of her ever using any of my trade stations. But she must be getting resupplied somehow.
So Tanis has got some kind of secret going on. Interesting. Take this, middle of nowhere. And they say she hasn't used this in years. So she's been here years. More than 2 years. Little glitch there again. Some more experience. Let's see. Let's see. This, compared to what I have, is nowhere as good. And I think we can probably guess that much is true for the rest of these two. So, let's start selling some things. The shield we have is 400 times 49 versus 82 on the recharge rate. Tells me no on that. Our ATL 74 rain probably is not going to get beaten. So we can sell all those. Berserker class mod, we don't need to keep that. Like if we were playing with people, if we were playing co-op and each player was a different class, then it would make some sense. But we could trade some stuff around. Sell this sniper. This repeater is 79. So the repeater that we're trying to beat right now is 106 times 12. If there's any repeater that can't beat that, it's gone. So that'll be an easy decisions, I imagine. Do I have any? Sometimes I forget to reload. The Dove has 12. Let's see. This is weird. It has 200% melee damage, 61 times 3, 12, and it almost seems like that gun might not have to be reloaded sometimes, but whatever. That's kind of a silly reason to keep it. Now my sniper rifle is 255 times 1, 4. Do we have a sniper rifle that beats that? Nope. Nope. See. Liquid Wrath, 184 times 2.7 versus Static Wrath, 255. You know, this Liquid Wrath actually has a faster firing ratio, so that's going to be interesting. I need to think about this. let's look at our revolvers. Do we have... Let's look at the shotguns. 32 times 7, 1.6 versus 60 times 12, 1.6. We can go ahead and get rid of that one. Let's see, 60 times 12, 1.6, 52 times 12, 1.2. We can go ahead and get rid of that one. 48 times 11, 1.6. We can get rid of that. Let's see, we have a 117 times 1.5 on that, but this is still much faster. So I think I'd want to get rid of that. And let's see, 32 on this machine gun is way too low, so sell that. 39 times 11 versus 60 times 12 gets rid of that. And then 46 times 11, 1.3 still is not as good. Okay. Where are we now? 60 times 6.7 versus 92 times 10 tells me this is no good. See, we're getting quest guns that are too low. That seems like they didn't balance what the quest gun might be, which also probably means they didn't also introduce a way of manipulating the quest in such a way that you would do a better job. Let's go ahead and get rid of that one. Because it does seem like you could cheat here and wait till you turn in a quest at max level, and if there was a system that gave you a max level version of a quest gun, that would probably be potentially the best gun you get in the game. So we have one sniper rifle here that's 184 times 2.7 versus this one that's 1.4 but 255. So a significantly fewer amount of damage for fire damage and faster speed. And I would love to do this much damage, so I'm gonna go ahead and equip it and try it out. As for everything else, I think we're fine. So items. Liquid Wrath, that'll be our gun to try. Look over here and see if we find anything worth purchasing. Fill up all of our bullets while we're here. And level up. There we go. And that didn't give us any quests or anything, so now we want to go to the Dull Headlands, which there's only Lucky's Last Chance Watering Hole to go to. This area in particular has been pretty much forgotten. It's definitely just for driving around and nothing else. So this will be an interesting one to test out. And this treasure in the Dull Headlands must be north. Nobody's saying anything about any of the places having any more quests, which tells me that they must not have any of the quests. Yeah, it's way up there, so we'll just rush. What is this as far as level 18? Yeah, even killing them's not worth it. And you can see my experience is that my shield has got it at such a high level. That it doesn't even... It's highly unlikely they'd even be able to... Stash found. Turn in. Where's the stash? Apparently I just got close enough to it. I want the stash, by the way, so it's right here, like at the edge. At the edge of this world. And see, I don't even see any turrets that would shoot me. Let's see, 21% shield capacity. Like almost certainly you wouldn't survive that fall. That it's programmed as just a immediate death if you went that direction, but there's no turret or anything that's really stopping you from going that way. At least storyline wise. I suppose since there's already a machine that has the ability to respawn you and like do all that, you could pretty easily, I think, make the argument that the machine also had the ability to kill you if you had gone out of the bounds that it determined. So you'd get like a warning on your screen, since you already have a heads-up display in this game anyways. It could be completely within the story of the game that it would just say you're leaving, say you're entering a radioactive area, you're leaving a safe area, turn back now or be killed, and you're entering an unauthorized area. Any of those would make a lot of sense. Now before we transport, we do need to go to New Haven. Just make sure we know what we're doing. We're wrapping up one group of quests for another group of quests. And obviously when they made this game, they didn't know how the quests were going to interact with each other, so it was probably near the very end of development that they decided where to put the artificial barriers to stop you from picking up like every single quest in the entire game at the beginning, and then doing them in some crazy speed run style. So those two quests are turned in.
Another group of outsiders. This doesn't bode well.
So we level up again. I am still trying to increase my critical hit damage, which will certainly work a lot better. Actually, critical hit damage, regardless of what kind of weapon you're using, is probably still very valuable. Like, I could understand if you were using rocket launchers and shotguns as your main guns, that maybe critical hit damage wouldn't make the most amount of sense. But if you're using a repeater, an SMG, an assault rifle, a sniper, and probably the Aerodin weapons if we ever get to them, all of those make a lot of sense that they would do critical hit damage pretty often. Let's see, and just like every time we're here. I think the Malawans are the ones made out of wood, and that's why they light people on fire. which is kind of a funny idea.
Intel friend. How can I help you?
So we're trying to find this guy, and I can practically guarantee you that he's... No, he's actually back there, according to this. The Traveler will protect you, you say. Interesting. We have no idea who the Traveler is. Let's see. What do I have right now? Not worth keeping. Not really. Corrosive resistance, inner glow, and venom skill. Like, it almost makes sense to do something like this instead. But I'm still not ready to do something like that. So, okay. 255, we're still testing out our sniper with a faster sniper that does slightly less damage, or a little bit, or a lot less damage. So this guy,
Can I help you?
let's see, turn in this, and then take this and take this. And this guy wants us to do what? One quest is go that way, one quest is go this way. And so we can hear, like, we didn't really talk to him, he didn't really voice any of that quest, so we don't know exactly what we're actually doing, but does it matter? It hasn't so far in the game. We instead just run to the place and search around for the glowing green thing, and then click on, pick up, or kill an enemy if it turns out that the area we enter is supposed to have a find the container outside of New Haven, turn it in, report to Helena Pierce in New
There are new missions available at the New Haven Bounty Board. Scooter asked me to tell you about a little something something he needs done. You should ask him about it.
I think it works. I think the sniper rifle works just fine. You can see with the chance of causing fire damage and getting a critical shot, you've got a good opportunity to do something like that. Of course, these guys are probably not the strongest people in the world. So, unintended consequences or dumpster dive for justice. Let's go dumpster dive for justice. We need to find Eric's valuables. At my current level of 32 in the game, it's arguably better to have a faster sniper rifle than it is to have a deadly one. Because there we go. So now, where's the next location? Because needing to kill a lot of things is more important than killing a bunch of them. Killing one. Let's see. Double shot. You can do double shots. And the fire kills most of them anyways. And we're looking for trash, which is right here. We're probably getting a lot of garbage items. probably not a terrible place where I could just like phase walk and kill a bunch of people too. See, that's what's got me thinking maybe accepting a more plague bearer class, so I kill more things when I phase walk and just run past things. The late game of playing as a siren is a little weird because of that. Let's see. Is this the right way? I think it is. But it is also helpful. I imagine Brick at late game playing as Brick is similar in that you can just run and go into like a rage mode or something, and I think I have played as him for a little bit, maybe. Maybe I did the online thing or something. Made a different character. In the end though, I didn't find that the melee style of playing was to my liking, really. It's too in your face, it's too distracting. Even here as I'm phase walking into people. So 22 badass psycho that still had 3 shots. Where are you, trash can? Go over here. This has got me running right into every single enemy pile, and I could have been more efficient apparently. It's a good thing to have this quest in this area, otherwise New Haven might as well have just been a guaranteed safe location with no enemies anywhere near it, which it actually inside of New Haven you are in a guaranteed safe location, it seems, but like the edges here have enemies and a lot of garbage. And see, maybe Tannis, maybe we're seeing her journals right now, but she's actually been on the planet for 10 years. No, because the journal specifically said we are about a year and a half away from the anniversary, the 200-year anniversary of it opening. So the only way then you twist the story, and I don't think it does this, would be if she was like 240, 250 years old, and she missed one chance to open the vault, and so this is now her second opportunity to open the vault. And that would be weird. You would need an explanation on how she lived so long, unless humans just in this universe live an incredibly long amount of time, and the game's just not telling us that. Yep. I don't think they thought about the story as much as I'm even thinking about it right now. Honestly. They tried to do it better in the next game. They arguably do decently better in the next game too. The main bad guy is a real main bad guy in the next game, Borderlands 2, whereas the bad guys in Borderlands 1 are kind of forgettable, and there's no clear evil person that we know of. It just seems like everybody's kind of evil. Like, everybody's living in the Wild West and and struggling to survive, and lots of bandits, lots of people willing to stab you in the back. Let's take this. Not a single bullet I could use. That's interesting. There was a glitch there, and there was a dirty mag. Is that what I've been picking up this whole time? Is dirty magazines? Okay. We need to report to Helena Pierce after we turn in these dirty magazines to this guy. And then this should move us towards the next step in the story.
Can I help you?
There we go. Adjust myself in the seat. In the seat I'm sitting in. In the real world. Can I jump over this? Yes, I can. Very helpful.
What can I do for you? No one brings this many soldiers if they don't think they'll need them. Comes in lots want here.
So, kill Taylor Cobb, then talk to his claptrap. Is our next quest. Okay.
Watch your back out there.
Did we have any other quests? I'm trying to remember if there might have been something that unlocked. Fresh fish. Throw grenades in the water at treacherous leech. Pick up the fish. So, hey, there's a store here.
The SNS philosophy is tank plus ammo capacity equals I win.
Let's see. I have a bunch of guns I should probably sell while I'm here. 33 times 10. 92 times 10. So I don't think I would have any other reason for any of these. This is 152 revolver versus something. Magic's still faster. Alright. Weak sauce repeater, sell that. Sell that. Sell that. Sell that. Let's see. So our repeater is 106 times 12. So any repeater is probably not gonna survive that. So we're still thinking about Crom's sidearm with a 3 chance of doing power damage. I need to fight some Crimson Lance before I get rid of Crom's sidearm. Otherwise, I probably will get rid of it. 60 times 12 on the shotgun. Do we have any other shotguns? These two can be sold immediately. 23. This SMG is not anywhere close. Still, yeah, the faster sniper rifle we like, so we'll sell that. We have 62 times 1.3. We don't need that. 61 times 12. I think the Ruthless Stinger is no good. Let's see. 43 times 2 times 12, yeah. Almost. almost there. Almost ready. And again, I don't think I've got anything I want to buy there. So we need to get fresh fish. We have wanted fish and Jamestown cleaning up your messes. Kill him. So the weird thing is the Treacherous Landing quest is probably all that we would ever like do there. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do anything else. So we fast travel into this and watch. Let's and so it wants me to throw a grenade there. And this is the acid rain. And that gets me 1, 2, 3, 4 fish. And I assume putting this down here doesn't get me any more fish. So we'll just run past all these guys. So, probably not the best way to go about this. Trying to getting these so you can actually pick them up is proving to be a little difficult too. Suppose I need some more bullets. Here's another one. The funny thing here is, of course, like, I'm not going to have that many extra opportunities for getting grenades. It's a decent enough collection, I suppose. And see, going down that way doesn't really solve anything, because the fish, I think, are down this way. And see, I don't have a full feeling on how powerful these guys are or how much XP you're getting, really, from them. Like, one more and we're done. And see, seems like you just have to get the... Look how giant these fish are, too. They don't really play any part in the story or anything. Let's see if I put another one here. Like no more fish show up. Alright, so when I shoot this guy, 3 XP. And here's the fish over here. And we'll just run. Can't actually jump in this section though. So we're done. Like, if we get another quest or another reason to run this way, that'd be cool, I suppose, because I've kind of burned through this. And there kind of has to be another quest, because so the probably more than likely I'm doing something out of order. Can I not jump? Jump. Like I'm not even in the right area. I'll just fast travel this way. And you certainly could play the whole game like this. Like, no real reason to stop you. Your money situation isn't so terrible that the bullets you're missing. You are missing some opportunities, I suppose, to pick up new items or do anything like that, but like, it's not gonna kill me to go here and buy a few $100s and a few grenades. We got all of those. I don't even have a weapon to sell. And of course there won't be anything there. And so we're in just New Haven. Somebody threw a transfusion grenade at me. And see, I think this is just a bounty board quest. So we'll just fast travel this way. And then wait for my ability to stop. Turn it in. Now we've got a... Darn it. Scooter. I forgot about Scooter's quest. Which means very possibly he does want me to go back to Treacherous Landing.
Hey man, hey, you need something? I gotta say, not sure we need crazy robot people like the Crimson Lance coming in here and telling us what is what.
So,
Hey, I'll catch you later.
Sink, the Righteous Man, the Great Vengeance, and the First Furious Avenger, and that is in the Treacherous Landing. So we need to go back there. And see, that was my mistake, but it was also a pretty good example. A pretty great example of just how you could play this game badly. And that could certainly add some extra gameplay in a game that needs less gameplay. It needs editing. It needs to further to be better and more reasons to do things once instead of reasons to do things 5 or 6 times. Anyways, though, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.